We're interested in health. There are very few people that are actually studying the process of being healthy. What does it take to be healthy? What is health? And how does that allow us to be resilient?
Health is usually defined as the absence of illness. We think that that's an impoverished definition of health.
Each one of us has a risk for something, unfortunately. And so it's the interplay between genes and what happens to someone over their lifespan that's so important.
Why it is that a given person experiences a particular range of moods day to day, and another person experiences a very different range of moods.
What we don't know is the mechanisms by which the mind actually communicates with the body in ways that are consequential for our health. And that is the central mission of HealthEmotions.
I think the HealthEmotions Research Institute is unique in the world in its field. And I say that because for 12 years I covered the behavioral and brain sciences for the New York Times as a science journalist. And my mandate was to look worldwide at what research people were doing and to find the things that were most important, most significant, most innovative, and report them. Some of the most important research for me was done by Richie Davidson and Ned Kalin.
Well, Ned is a psychiatrist by training, but he doesn't think like a traditional psychiatrist, which is one of the things I love about Ned. Ned's work is able to go from the molecule to the clinic. And it's extraordinarily unusual to see in a single individual, in a single program, the capacity to understand from the molecule, from molecular mechanisms that are occurring in the brain, and translate that through the many different steps all the way to actual real behavior and experience in individuals who are living their lives and experiencing the challenges of everyday life, as well as the additional burdens that may be associated with psychiatric illness.
The work that we do in the laboratory is the basic science underpinning of all of the work that goes on with people. It is absolutely essential that we understand at a cellular and molecular level how stress has its impact, how strong emotions have their impact, how emotion that we feel gets translated into a biochemical reaction in the brain. And so when we're looking under the microscope, what we can visualize is we can see actual cells that have to do with memory, and we can see actual cells that have to do with fear and anxiety. And in the laboratory, we'll have some folks who are very good at understanding how the different cells work. We'll have some people who are working, who are experts in animal behavior. We'll have some folks that are experts in genetics and molecular biology. And all of them come together for most of the work that we do to get the different facets and perspectives on the questions that we're asking.
Typically, a psychiatrist who works with primates like Ned Kalin is off in one department, while a psychologist like Richie Davidson, who works with humans, is off in another department, and they're not thinking about the same questions. But Kalin and Davidson have a partnership which is both intellectual, methodological, and scientific.
Most people agree that the mind and the body have something to do with one another. What is less clear is how the mind actually influences the body. Each time that I look inside someone else's brain, which I do virtually every day, it's really still an awesome and humbling experience. I mean, it's an incredible experience to actually have a person walk into the laboratory, to interact with them, meet them, and then put them in the scanner and be looking right inside the brain and knowing that that is, that incredible organ is what is generating all of this behavior.
The Keck Laboratory is one of the most exciting collections of brain imaging methods ever gathered in one place. They're able to use converging perspectives on the same brain phenomena to help us understand the basic mechanisms of emotions, the basic mechanisms of cognition, the basic brain mechanisms that have only been a black box till now.
There are lots of facilities around the country that have a PET scanner, or an MRI scanner, or CAT scanners, or particle accelerators that can generate exotic isotopes that are used in brain imaging. There's only one place that has them all together in one set of laboratories, and that's here.
The monkeys in the laboratory and on Cayo Santiago allow us to investigate fear and anxiety in a way that no one else in the world can do. And they can't do it because we have this combination of resources. We have the monkeys in the laboratory that we work with, we have free-ranging monkeys on Cayo Santiago, and we actually have humans who are very related to our monkeys who we're doing brain imaging studies with.
Institute research on Cayo provides a better understanding of how emotion affects health. In the future, HealthEmotions researchers expect to develop new therapies for people suffering from fear and anxiety, as well as from developmental disabilities and heart disease. Their work will also have implications for a diverse array of illnesses that have not yet been associated with emotion, such as schizophrenia and Alzheimer's disease.
I think that parents and teachers and school administrators could benefit from the work at Wisconsin in many ways. One is in terms of what is being found about the links between emotions and health. There are great implications for a child's lifelong health in terms of the emotional skills that children have or don't have, how they manage their distressing emotions.
And what we've discovered is that who you are when you're a baby is often very different than who you are when you're a preteen. There's a lot of plasticity and a lot of malleability in these early years of life, and a lot more opportunity for interventions to shape the brain circuitry underlying learning and emotion.
HealthEmotions researchers are examining how early educational interventions aid the cognitive and emotional development of children. Using brain imaging methods, they will track the impact of optimal educational experience on brain structure and function. The ability of the human brain to change is not limited to children. HealthEmotions researchers are also focusing on how positive emotion and social interaction in older adults promote wellness and resilience. A recent study in women with breast cancer shows the power of emotion on health.
The breast cancer and exercise study is really capitalizing on two things. One is to develop their physical strength, and the other is to develop their psychological strength. So it's this combination of interventions that we're doing in a fairly creative way that we think will have a long-term impact on how these women do from the standpoint of their well-being and their quality of life, and also hopefully their actual survival rate.
So I can't imagine that there ever has been, or probably ever again will be, a more exciting time to be working in the life sciences. Things are just coming together in ways that no one could have imagined. From the very first weeks and months when Richie and Ned came to me and told me their dream for the future. And I have to tell you that it's unfolded on a faster timetable than I predicted it would. And they've not only achieved everything they said they would, they've exceeded every expectation I ever had. I think this is a phenomenal success story.
The HealthEmotions Research Institute has established Wisconsin as the premier center for research and interdisciplinary training in this new field. Each spring, the Institute draws top scientists and students to Madison for a world-class symposium that explores new advances related to the links between emotion and health. Last year, the Dalai Lama joined an Institute meeting with scientists who are creatively developing new strategies to investigate aggression and compassion.
The HealthEmotions Research Institute has incredible resources, and we're off to a fantastic start. We've probably got resources that are better than anywhere else in the world, and we've got faculty that we've already attracted here from other places, which is incredible. But it's very important that we maintain our ability to stay on top of the technology, to maintain our resources, and even to bring in more scientists who are world-class and who will interact with us in creative ways. Our major aim is to take the basic science and to get that to people as rapidly as possible in a way that they can feel the impact in ways that will reduce suffering and improve health.
With a revolutionary academic approach, Wisconsin's HealthEmotions Research Institute is forging the keys to unlock the mystery of how emotion influences human health. With state-of-the-art labs, cutting-edge methods, visionary leadership, and both primate and brain imaging facilities. This is where tomorrow's great human health discoveries begin.